Welcome back, and I hope you had success when getting your vegetables ready for roasting. I want to show you one more thing before we get started on our chicken, what that is we're going to prepare our garlic as well. So what I'm going to do with my garlic, and there's a couple different ways you can do this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the cap off of my garlic, or the tip off my garlic. I'm going to peel towards myself like I did my onion. I know that there's different people that say you should smash the garlic and then peel it. I don't particularly like that method because what's happening then is all of this peel is getting in the inside of your garlic. To me, I'm not so sure that's the best idea. So I have my one garlic clove. I'm going to peel 2 garlic cloves. Trim this one up a little bit. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to set this back to the side. What I'm going to do with my chef's knife is I'm going to take the side of my knife, I'm going to lay it on top, and I'm just going to smash the garlic clove. I want it nice and smashed. So I'm going to put that in one of my separate bowls. Set this to the side. I also have all of my ingredients ready to go that are going to be inside of my chicken while it's roasting. So what I have is I have a quarter of an apple. I've not done anything to the apple other than cut it in 4. The other 3/4 of the apple, honestly, I ate. I have a small piece of rosemary. I have one leaf of sage. This is a pretty large leaf of sage. So if you feel like your sage is smaller, feel free to use 2 or 3 small leaves. I have a bay leaf, and you look at these and you're like, well, that doesn't really add that much flavor, does it? It really does, especially with a really nice, not fresh. Fresh bay leaves are really strong, but if they're nice dried and preserved, they're really nice products. I also have a small bundle of thyme, and it's all fresh ingredients. You can ask, well, should I use fresh or can I use dried? Your best bet for roasting the chicken, because it's going to be inside of the cavity of the chicken, is going to be use fresh herbs, except for the dried bay leaf. So just like what I did with my wooden cutting board, what I'm going to do is I have my chicken prepared. I have taken out of the package. The weight of my chicken is approximately 4 pounds. I like the smaller chickens. I know sometimes it's going to be harder to find, but if you have a larger chicken, what you're going to have to do for the process is the same quantity can go inside the cavity for roasting, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to allow some extra time for roasting in the oven. So just like I did with the wooden cutting board, I want to make sure that I have a nice non-slip surface. So I have another one of these non-slip mats. And I'm going to put a second cutting board on my mat with my chicken on there. That way, when I'm done getting my chicken ready, all I have to do is take this whole cutting board right to the sink and I wash it and sanitize it. For me, I'm really particular about making sure that everything is clean, especially with chicken because of the issues with salmonella. So what I'm going to do is I've checked my chicken. I know that it's in very good repair. It's really nice. This happens to be a free-range chicken, but you don't have to go through all of that. I just want to make sure it's in good repair. And I'm going to find the cavity. If I sit the chicken facing so the legs are facing away from me, it's going to be easier to show you. Generally, I'm working the opposite way with the chicken. But for the camera, I just want to make sure that I show you what I would be looking at if I was normally doing this. So what I'm going to do, when I preheated my oven, I encourage you to do the same thing. I have my oven set to 365 degrees. So if you want to go ahead and turn your oven on in preparation for roasting your chicken, we're not too far away. So what I'm going to do with the quarter of the apple, and I haven't taken the seeds out or the skin out or anything, but as this roasts, if you smell the apple, oh, it smells delicious. So as it's roasting in sage and apples, all that goes really well together. We're going to stuff this inside the cavity of the bird. Now, if you get your chickens whole, not the feathers and stuff, I don't go down that road. But if you get your chicken whole, and you get the birds that come with their giblets or giblets, you want to make sure you remove that from the inside of the cavity. They usually come in a little paper sack, and you want to make sure that's removed, and you can do something else with that product. So I have my apple inside the cavity. I'm going to take my bay leaf and put it inside. If it crushes a little bit, that's fine. I'm going to take my rosemary and put it inside. Everything goes inside, except for the garlic. The garlic is going to go in the pan with roasting. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to crush them up a little bit maybe and put them inside. Now, what else I have ready to go is I have a piece of butcher's twine. This is very easy to find, especially during the holiday season, because everyone is looking to roast their turkeys. So what I have is a piece of this butcher's twine. It's not string. You have to be very careful. You don't want some sort of plastic, or you want to make sure it's not dyed at all. This is just a natural fiber butcher's twine. I have a piece of butcher's twine that's about 3 times the length of my chicken. That generally works as a rule. So what I want to do is I'm going to tie this chicken up in this very particular way. I could roast it as is. The problem is then because it kind of the parts of the chicken kind of splay out a little bit, it doesn't roast as evenly. So what I want to do is I'm going to tie this up in a nice little bundle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is the first step is I'm going to get this chicken all together so it's already bundled up. So I have my chicken. I'm taking all those parts and tying them or putting them in the right place where I want them to be in the at the end. So I tie this up. There's a little piece at the bottom of the chicken right here that's called the post nose. It has nothing to do with the nose of the chicken. That's far gone. But this part is called the post nose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my butcher's twine. I'm going to find the center portion of my butcher's twine. And that's going to go around the bottom of that post nose. I'm going to make a cross over that post nose. I'm going to go under and just make a simple tie around that post nose. I'm not looking to cut it off or tie it real tight. All I'm looking to do is to create a nice firm spot for me to hold this together. So our next step is we're going to take this butcher's twine and we're going to go around the legs and back under and then tie it together. So this is going to go around the legs, back under the legs and across. And then this comes back, and what that's doing is it's holding those chicken legs together. So as it's roasting, it's going to be one real nice tight package. So we'll tie that together. Again, we're not looking to strangle the chicken. The chicken's already past that stage. What we're going to do is we're going to tie this back behind the string comes around the legs. So here's the leg, here's the thigh. It's going to come right in between those parts. Now what our goal is to hold those wings together while it's roasting. So I'm going to turn this around so you can better see. So now I have the butcher's twine. I'm going to take this butcher's twine. I'm going to tie right back behind here. Right underneath these wings to keep everything together. Just a nice simple basic knot. So this comes under around. There we go. So now I have a nice little tight bundle of chicken. Any of this excess twine, because I know that I've contaminated it with my hands and with the chicken, I'm going to put that to the side for use. It's going to go right to the trash. So now my chicken is all tied up. I have my butcher's twine around everything. My chicken is a nice tight package. I'm going to transfer this to a plate, and I'm going to get ready to take it over to the stove for roasting. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and truss your chicken. That's what the process we just went through. It's called trussing, T-R-U-S-S-I-N-G. We're going to truss the chicken, and then I'm going to check back in with you in a couple minutes. I'll see you in a bit.